global intelligence agencies look beyond standard troop movements and satellite data. To understand the volatility of the Middle East, they are monitoring the potential fulfillment of an ancient eschatological prophecy. This reaches the executive level of Western power. President Joe Biden has explicitly discussed his awareness of the hidden Imam, the figure prophesied to return as the Mahdi. Similarly, Israeli leadership has addressed the threat of a unified Islamic caliphate, redrawing regional maps and challenging current geopolitical borders. These instances suggest the prophecy has moved out of the mosque and into the briefing room, functioning as a psychological variable for leaders navigating the region's future. In Islamic theology, the Mahdi is the guided one. He is prophesied to emerge when systemic corruption and global injustice have reached a point of total societal collapse. This longing for a transformative savior is a universal human archetype, like the Hindu expectation of Kalki, the Buddhist arrival of Maitreya, and the Jewish and Christian Messiah. But the Islamic Mahdi is distinct. He is not envisioned as a purely spiritual figure. The texts describe him as a literal military and political commander, destined to challenge global superpowers. To believers, the evidence for his arrival is written in the rubble of the modern Middle East. They view decades of intervention and devastating proxy wars as proof that the prophesied chaos is finally here. The current reality of economic disparity and high-tech warfare has created a vacuum. For millions, this isn't just a political crisis. It is the environment required for the Mahdi's emergence. To track these ancient predictions, believers map modern borders onto specific scriptural cues, beginning in the heart of the Arab world. One prominent prophecy describes a lethal power struggle following the death of an Arab king. Modern interpreters frequently point to the current line of Saudi royalty as the focal point for this trigger. From this turmoil, the Mahdi is expected to rise at the Kaaba. It is here he is said to assemble an elite core of exactly 313 followers to begin a global campaign. The focus then shifts east to the ancient region of Khorasan. In a modern context, believers identify this territory with the borders of modern Iran. This is the source of the prophesied Black Flag army that will march to support the Mahdi. This aligns with Iran's current military posture and the apocalyptic fire from the east many interpret as a nuclear pursuit. In this framework, a destabilized Saudi Arabia and a nuclear-armed Iran aren't just regional headlines, they are the first dominoes of a prophesied war. The map now turns to the Levant. Specifically Syria, which the prophecy identifies as the staging ground for the Mahdi's primary antagonist. This figure is the Sufyani, a tyrannical leader expected to emerge from the Syrian civil war. Today, many view him as a symbol of a Western-backed proxy force. A central miracle in the narrative occurs when the Sufyani's massive army is supposedly swallowed by the desert. This dramatic event is what forces global recognition of the Mahdi's authority. This rapid consolidation of Islamic power supposedly drives NATO and Western nations into a temporary, uneasy peace treaty with the Mahdi to address a shared enemy. But the treaty is fragile. A religious dispute over the claiming of a victory cross triggers the final apocalyptic clash, pitting the Mahdi's forces against Western armies equipped with AI and drone swarms. The campaign is said to culminate in the conquest of Istanbul, marking a definitive shift in global power away from Western dominance. In Islamic eschatology, the broken Tasbih concept suggests that once the first major prophecy is fulfilled, remaining events cascade like falling prayer beads. However, the Mahdi's victory is not the end. In this sequence, his rise is followed by the arrival of the ultimate deceiver, the Dajjal. While millions wait, prominent scholars like Allama Iqbal have offered a warning. He argued that waiting for a savior can lead to a dangerous passivity, where believers accept victimhood instead of taking political responsibility. Modern militant factions take the opposite approach. They are actively attempting to force the geopolitical conditions they believe will summon the Mahdi to the battlefield. This is why regional conflicts, such as attacks on Western shipping channels, are viewed by some not as random acts, but as deliberate preparations for a prophesied great war. Whether viewed as divine truth or mythology, these predictions function today as a lethal ideological framework. To understand the modern Middle East, realize that for many, these aren't just stories, they are the prologue to the end of the world.